which is the downside of all of this. The plus side is we get to see a bully get bullied, but the downside of it is I do think there's going to be a lot of copycats. I don't know if anyone agrees. There's going to be a lot of refocusing on how much. Well, but here's the thing, yeah. I don't think that I try to, on this internet thing, hello Natalie, I try to, on this internet thing, stay true to who I am and what I am. And I try not to do anything on here that I wouldn't do in real life. Because it's a t-shirt promoting for spicy content. No, not even. It's the back's got a lot going on. In a roundabout way, it's like when AR turned up at Hustles. Yeah. But I think there's the difference between AR turning up at Hustles is I saw it. Okay, so I was just in Scouse Slayers live, and a lot of people were talking about Sam and Darren G. Now I heard the name floating around, so I just did my research on it, and people were saying, "Oh, he's never responded to Darren G." Here's the thing about men, yeah. When two men like that go to war, it's a completely different story. It's a completely different story. So those people in the comments who are saying that have never seen men of the same level go at it. That's a completely different story, because if those two men go at it, it's not going to be like slapping the bully. There's going to be horrible repercussions for everyone. So I don't think that people should ever use that as a excuse. I heard people saying, "Oh, Sam's bullying Corey, would never do it to exactly, Danny, it's different. If they fight, they're not going to fight. They're not the type of men who fight. It's not even that. I know that it's not that. It's going to be more than that. So I don't feel like anyone should be wishing that. This ain't no Sunday smoke. Exactly. It's not we'll just have a tear up and it's over. These are two men with egos, two men with pride who won't stop. So let's never start it. And I think that that's mutual. Let's never start it. We'll throw stones at each other. We'll call each other whatever we need to do. But they know that if they go, they go. What was the other thing I was going to say? I've been away for so long, guys. I've missed everyone. Let me talk about why I've been gone. I just haven't wanted to come online. I haven't wanted to come online because I didn't want to, you've heard me say it before, this app just feels like a never ending circle. And I think a lot of people that come on this app regularly, I'm going to be honest, have things going on in their life that they want to escape. I think that this platform is a way of escaping your own shit. I'm going to be honest. And I include myself in that. It's a distraction. One second. Yeah, where was I? A lot of people aren't even ready to hear that and aren't willing to accept that. But it's a fact. The core people that come here, it's either a way of escaping your own shit or distracting from your own shit or stuff like that when you start to get invested. And it wouldn't be fair for me to chat like this if I didn't apply it to myself, right? So the app was a distraction, and I went away. I went on a course. It was an acting course for my work, and it was all about people won't know it. It's called Meisner, and it's about connecting with your work that you do, so on and so forth. Now, what I didn't know is that I kind of half signed up for like a therapy. It wasn't therapy, but it's very complicated. But it took me to a place where I was able to look at myself, and it's changed my mindset. Funny enough, it's changed my mindset where I'm able to come here and like be honest as well. Completely changed how I view things. Things as simple as like breathing. Breathing, something that we do. I'm gonna go all hippie on you, like, but I'm gonna be honest. Hello, Lisa. Breathing is something that we do every day, but part of this exercise was to breathe in for 5 seconds, breathe out for 5 seconds, and I was struggling to breathe. I was like, why am I struggling? Why is it so difficult for me to breathe? And ultimately, it's like stress. It's stress. So I found the ability to breathe, and then it was talking about how there's like, yeah, it was. Then it was talking about how we've got like different brains. So yeah, we've got our main brain, but then like, does anybody ever get like a gut feeling? You know when your gut's telling you something, right? This is going to be too deep for a lot of people. That's why some people have left, but the simple people are here. Some people, you know, a gut feeling. Yeah. So a gut feeling, they're saying that, so there's 3 hearts. There's your brain, your gut, and your heart. So that gut feeling is like your intuition and your instincts. And I don't know if anybody ever gets like hives or rashes or stuff like that. And she was saying that that's your body's way of telling you something's wrong, and you're not listening to it. So your body then tries to tell you in another way. Yeah, so you're all getting the gut feeling. So she kind of summed it up as your gut is its own kind of brain. So you've got your brain in your head, and then you've got your brain in your body that tells all your body how to feel. And she also says you've got to follow your gut as well, which is interesting. And then you've got your heart brain, which is connecting to your feelings. So sometimes it's like love. You feel so deeply about love, it makes you do crazy things. Take that however you want. That's the reason I kind of stay away from this stuff, is because you can see the numbers go down. It's a bit too intelligent for some people, but fuck it, we're here. And some people can benefit from this. So yeah, I kind of went away, and it just made me look at things differently. It made me look at, like, it's a bit like the Matrix, right? Once you see something, you can't unsee it. So before I went there, I could read people really well. But like, since I've been there, I can read people so much more. I can tell when they're chatting shit like that. I can read body language is the ultimate giveaway. Because I had our teacher, she's got like a master's in like studying people and neurology and everything. So even in the way I was sitting, she'd be like, you're guarded right now. You don't like this, you don't like that. And it was pissing me off. But like I say, I learned so much. So now I come back to this app, and I could read people before, but now it's like 20 times worse. And just so many of these people are just not well in their head. They're not well, and they refuse to do anything about it. And that's why they're in the shitty positions that they're in. And I can't keep watching the same circles. I can't keep watching. How many times are we going to watch She Who Must Not Be Named get drunk and I don't really know how to describe it. Like, how many times can you watch that car crash? The woman needs fucking help. And the reason that she's never ever going to get that help is because people are sending her gifts, and people are Amazon wish listing her. It's never going to resolve. It's just going to, like, her people don't like her. Yeah, of course. Is that is the box. The box is open. The boxes are always open. My boxes are always open. Anyone can come up, by the way. And then, like, yeah, the whole... And somebody said, do you know what? They always go on about how jealous people are, right? Nobody's jealous of them. Do you know the only thing, right? I'm quite comfortable to say it now. The only thing I'm jealous of, yeah, is their gifters. I can't lie. Nobody comes on this app to not get gifted. Yeah? Facts. If you come on this app and you get gifted, it's a win-win, isn't it? Because you're coming on, you're enjoying yourself, and you're getting dope. So watching those people profit, right? I feel comfortable to say this now. I hated it. I hated it because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. I deserve it. Someone else deserves it. Yeah? That's a fact. But I don't feel any way to say that now. And I think that's the only thing that, if you're ever jealous of those people, it'll be to do with money, because money's the root of all evil, and money can do things, and they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. It's as simple as that. You don't deserve it. I do, and someone else does. That's just me being 100% honest. I don't think I hear a lot of people say that it's begging, right? And it's always an insult on this app. So and so's a beg, so and so's a beg, so and so's a beg. I kind of don't agree with that. The app's kind of for that. The app is to get monetary gain. Doesn't matter who you are, from the smallest person to the biggest person. The app's about making dough. I don't consider anyone a beg. What I don't like is how they talk to people who give them money. I was watching Dave and Angie talk the other day, and Dave was like, "Why the fuck are you not tapping?" And this isn't, I'm not sending for anyone or anything like that, by the way. I'm just observing. He was like, "Why the hell are you in here and you're not tapping? Why aren't you giving me this? Why aren't you giving me that?" And the people tapped. I was like, "Are you okay?" Hello, the art of protest.
Hiya, Devon.
You alright?
I'm alright. I don't do lives often.
Okay, go on.
But what you're saying there is bang on. Like, part of me, as a hard-working person that's got health issues, not doing a trauma dump, forget that.
Right.
I work, I do what I'm doing, then I come home, and my guilty pleasure, sadly, is watching the train crashes on TikTok. I don't know why I do it. Maybe because I watched EastEnders. I'm going to blame you guys. You know, every time we get to EastEnders on a Christmas, there's a dramatic storyline. What do? We tune in. I'm not saying that, but you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So we watch this negativity, and it's like, because it's a massive escape from our own rubbish. So we watch it, and some of us get too involved. They support it. And they support it because they get validated, because they get spoken to like shit, but they're still being accepted. And I know myself, I'm an intelligent woman, but sometimes when if I rate somebody and I write a comment on their thing and they acknowledge it, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. It makes me feel good, because there's thousands scrolling up and you don't see it. So when you get like picked out, it's like being the best kid at school. Like, oh yeah. And some people that are vulnerable draw to that. And then they become a supporter, and they're a supporter of negativity. Now, I'm from a similar place as CLA, as in, I'm not going to go into background, but I'm from a similar place, same town, and I live in the same area. I'm working my ass off. She's sat there just manipulating, exploiting, and I rate her ability, but I would never want to be that. You know, tonight she had so many deliveries going to her door. And she was like, yeah. Then she started to get a little bit angry because it's too much for her mental capacity. And she started to switch it back on her audience. And then there's people that are getting, well, what they're giving her is alcohol. So is it really supporters that are giving you these things? The one that gave her cakes and chocolates and takeaways, they care about you whether you've eaten. The one that gave her the adult nappies, don't know what that's about. Let's just allow that one. But those that are sending you alcohol, they're not your friends. They want to see you mess up. You know, I walk down the King's Road and she's there with her big camera doing whatever she's doing, and people turn the other way because they don't want to be on that screen. You know, it all looks good to people that don't live that life, but the saddest thing is she is so lost in herself and lonely. So it's a two-way street. Those that have given her all these things are lonely, and they're giving it to a woman who's lonely. So it's a trap.
You only got to look at her relationship with Modine.
Right. Who's using who?
She's constantly like showing this man love, and in return, she often gets abused. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him compliment her. You've never seen him be gentle. I might be wrong because I don't watch them, but to anything that I've ever seen, I've never seen that man show her love, affection, like things that come with what she wants from him. And that's
vice versa. It's a vice versa kind of thing. You know, when you're your own worst enemy, you're only going to attract an enemy. And when you feel so down on yourself and somebody's drawing you in and validating you, you're going to become their best friend. But she doesn't know the difference between those that are friend or those that are foe. You know, before you publish a colouring book, and I would kind of like to support that, but because of who you are in my moral standards, I can't. Because I've watched people support her and her just tear into other people. Like, I'm not going to...
Do you know what's interesting? I've seen... I'm going to bring up my mum. I've seen a lot of people, like, she's received a lot of flack when it comes to the CLA thing. And I've seen direct parallels with what she's done with every other content creator with somebody else.
Draw you in and suck you out. I'd suck everything for you for the views, and you're supporting me because I'm so great, and then spit them aside. My mum is very similar to your mum.
even just judging people that stand by people. Like I've heard a lot of black people come at my mum and be like, "Oh, she's racist." Now, here's the thing. I get it. Because my mom, I feel like my mum is seeing something that other people might not see, and I have to respect that. As a
mixed race woman, that's going to happen. I hear her loud and clear. We have a racist or realist. The difference. It's just not many letters, but it's a difference. Do you see what I said? What really is she? But people on this app like to judge too much.
Exactly.
And we lose ourselves. We only have to look at the likes of Poor Court Assassin. Come on here. Oh, I've got views. Now I'm going to put my whole shit out there. I'm going to put up a wish list. I'm going to ask you for this, that, and the other. And when you're not giving me, I'm going to get angry with you. So those that feel vulnerable can say, no, don't get angry with me. I'm going to give you this, that, and the other. What the hell? They're picking on the vulnerable because the wise amongst us are just looking, thinking, what the heck?
Yeah.
And some of us would almost be tempted to just draw ourselves into that. I mean, we've got intelligence. You've got intelligence. Some of us will come up there with intelligence thinking, yeah, I'm going to speak intelligence. And before you know it, you're involved in fookery. Do you get what I'm saying?
So, like, my whole attitude to how I approach this app anymore is I'm not getting into screaming matches with people. I'm not...
Exactly that.
I'm going to handle it in a certain way. I'm not putting the same amount of energy. I'm going to try and suffer. That's the way I'm kind of going to deal with it, man.
Suffer in silence, mate.
Yeah, I ain't got time for like screaming at people and wasting my energy and getting my accounts clipped for getting into arguments with people that like ultimately are not worth my anger, they're not worth the energy that you put out. But
you see how the vulnerable can be blagged, right? So let me try and think of one example. Okay, yeah, I told you CLA is my guilty pleasure because we're similar. So she orders a reconditioned single bed from Simba, and she gets a reconditioned single bed from Simba and tells everybody, oh, it's cost me nearly $3,000 or $1,000, whatever the price may be. She's the victim because you chose from a company that you did not check. Your bed was not how you wanted it to be, but you didn't pay for what you wanted it to be. And when it comes wrong, you're now the victim because you didn't do your research. You didn't check out what recondition means, and you've lied about the price. And then all of a sudden today, you're laid on your Simba mattress while people are laid out in the street getting too much food. Make that make sense. What's happening with society is we're too invested in this because it's inside safe. We're not in the world that's dangerous and scary. We're in here online investing in the wrong things. Better, those people that give these people, take a walk on their local street tomorrow. Don't buy her damn colouring book. Give £30 to somebody on the street who's got nothing. Well, she's got her overfilled fridge, overfilled this, that and the other. We're too invested inwardly. We need to take what we've got on the app that TikTok are going to take whatever percentage. Forget the middleman, go and give it in kind. And you see, when you give kind that way, it comes back to you.
Do you know the other thing that I found really interesting when I was away and watching? The Alpha Bar situation. And the reason that I found that interesting is Alpha Bar adores Wicked, right? Everything's about Wicked. That's her hero, whatever. You see the fuckery that you do on the app? Mm-hmm. Look at how it's ruined your dreams.
Right.
And I think people need to take note of that. Like, it's like letting your hero down. You've effed up your own career acting the jackass on this on this site here, on this TikTok.
It took her well away from what she wanted to be. And the saddest thing is, at the same time, you've got big creators that laughing at her for being in that building, knowing full well that sexual exploitation goes on in that building, and laughing when that child, because she's still a child, she's still young. Her pineal doesn't fully develop till we're of a certain age, and I know she's messed up. I'm not defending where she is, but was she messed up before she came on the app and got the glorification? Or did the glorification mess her up and took her away from her dream? But people want to laugh at her when she's in that state. I don't find that funny. I find it quite sad because
I found it really, really sad. And you know what was interesting? That same week, I did a voiceover for Wicked. I did a voiceover for the radio stations. I'm the voice of the trailer for Wicked. No one will probably know that, but on Heart and Capital, I am the promo voice for Wicked. And I just found it interesting. It happened that week, and I was like, wow. Certain people would love to do this, but you effed it for yourself. Yeah. Like going online, and you know what I'm saying? It's mad. I don't know. Well, thank you for coming up at a protest.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're always welcome. I'm going to try.
Being on the soundtrack and the rest of it.
No, it came out of the blue, to be honest with you. I do a lot of voiceover stuff, and they said that they actually offered them 15 voices and they chose mine. So.
And you know what? We love your voice and your reason on here, but you know, every voice and reason moment you spend on here, it could be spent elsewhere climbing this matrix thing on here. Guilty in myself. I'm a poet. I'm a lot of things. I've got a lot of followers. I'm a lot of things, but I've been less of an activist. Why? Because I'm too consumed with car crashes on here. My bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Here's another thing. Yeah, a lot of people were chat activism on here and try to tell people how they should and shouldn't do their activism, but in real life they don't do nothing.
It's needed now more than ever. But our time, there's a reason they've got us all absorbed in what's going on here and not looking at what's really going on. I find TikTok sometimes to be such a big distraction because there's things going on. Not like, oh, don't get scared, we're out. I'm just saying, while we're looking inward, we're missing what's going on outward, even our own families. And you can see that in the creators on here. You know, we could all mess up with our family, then sit here and beg gifts and get whatever and court case fines and whatever. You get what I'm saying? Or we can just switch off of here and think, do you know what? Let me just take 2 days, go back into my family and see who's really important. A CLA, a CA, an evil queen and anybody, or me and mine. That's where we're losing it. We're so invested. I have lost time with my family, openly hold my hands up on the case of Sam Walker. It's stupid, and I ain't going there, not out of fear, just out of dignity for myself. I ain't got time to go into that. Because while I'm absorbing too much time in that, in people's inboxes, I'm not living my life. So that's it. Anyway, drop me. I don't know how to drop because I don't do this.
Right, I got you. Because I want to reply to this person. Thank you for coming up, by the way.
Yeah, take care, Devon.
Yeah, take time. Hey Donna, I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Roblox thing. I kind of I don't know enough about it. I've heard people call her things. So I don't know the ins and outs of it. So feel free to send me if there's any videos about that subject. Obviously, I'm interested to know about it, but because I have heard her referred to by a lot of labels and terms, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. And I'm always about being made aware of these things because I already don't associate with Alpha Bar. Like I don't watch her stuff. The only time I see it is if I go on. She messaged my son. Whoa. Well, that's what I mean. That's bad. Like that's what I'm saying. The only time that I know of her is when I go onto Evil Queen's her FYP, and she has a lot of Alpha Bar stuff. And normally I switch off because I'm so sick of hearing that song. And a lot of the content in relation to Alpha Bar I couldn't care less about. It was only watching the video of her have her dreams squashed that I was intrigued by it. I was a bit like, well, this is people who ultimately have a goal on this TikTok thing, who think they're doing one thing, but really they're doing the complete opposite. So that's all I'm commenting on. I don't really fuck with a person. I don't know them, to be honest. Let me make sure that people can see your comments because it is listen. Yeah, it was here. Listen, I don't mind talking about it if you ever want to give more information on it. Then I actually think it's an important subject. I don't know about Roblox because I'm getting old, but I know that it's really big amongst children, and I know that there is an issue with adults messaging kids on Roblox. So if there is an awareness that can come from this, I'm more than happy to speak on the subject. What can I ask what the police said again? Why they didn't like do anything about it? If it's like an adult talking to children, did they not have a duty of care to do something about that? While she types that, I'm just gonna make sure I haven't missed anything because I cut it off. Okay. Was it like general chit chat? I don't know if you feel comfortable talking about this as well. Sorry. Little James says Roadbox is full of because I've heard that, like, I don't know a lot about it, but obviously I saw that thing that was about, was it Kim Kardashian, when there was an advertisement for her tape on Roblox. Guys, am I making that up? Because isn't that the whole reason that she got Kanye to go and get the original, he went and got the original files because it came up on an advertisement when her son was looking at it. I blocked her. She asked if he got any Roblox coins, and if he gave her money, she'll play with him. So Donna, was it like a hustle thing, like she was taking his coins, or do you think it was something else? When it comes to talking online, like, I don't think, it's hard to tell parents not to give kids like a microphone. I tend to try and like steer people away from letting their kids talk to any adults online. But obviously it's hard to keep a thing on. This took a turn. But I'm here for it. Again, like, not sure, when I spoke to her, she blocked me. That's so bad. They did a Palestine march in roadblocks. Do you know what? I'm gonna sound so old. Like, when it comes to, like, I've heard about roadblocks, and I know it's massive, but I don't even know the concept of it. I don't know how it works. If it's like world building or whether it's like a community. I'm good with games, but like I just don't really know. It's always been a big no-no. Yeah. I just think things like that, just try to, I know they're bright, I know they're fun. I would always just try to steer clear of games like that. There are so many games in the world that kids can play that is just as fun without the dangers. 11-year-old, wow. It's you're not wrong, bro. Elphaba was left from a young age to go live. She found acceptance by... Okay, and here we go. What Martini just said is the crux of things. Like, the way people act comes from something. That's another thing that I've learned on my journey out of discovery. Like, everything is born from something. There's a catalyst that makes that person the way that they are. And I think what Martini said is what's going on. It's deep, man. It's deep. I'm just enjoying being back on for a little bit. Still got Angie in your mouth with your 80 viewers. Yes, Harrison, I do. With my 80 viewers, Angie's name, even though we haven't spoken about her for fuck knows how long, I do. And I'm not apologetic about it. Do you know why? Because this app is Angie's life. She's on the For You page where she wants to be. And people talking about her is actually what she wants. Even though she says, why is my name always in your mouth? Because you want it there. Because you want to be on For You page and you want the exposure. And this is the exposure. So Harrison, yes, I do have Angie's name in my mouth. Angie. Feel free to sit and hear what I have to say about her. That's why I came to TikTok to find her, but block me. Donna, here's the thing that I would advise to you. I don't think a lot of people have your full story. And as the mother of someone who went through that, you have every single right to make people aware of that. So what I would suggest to you is actually taking it to a big platform. And I don't know, maybe Alex Brigham, Misread. Even though I don't fuck with that kind of thing, I think awareness is important. And I think that you have every right to, if you consider that person to be a threat on those kind of apps, I think that you should pursue that. And I think that you should actually, you done that, but she got, 1 second. I done that, but she's got no shame. Don't care. Yeah. And here lies the problem. I don't actually know, like, when you deal with someone like that who has no shame and something like that, it kind of gets to a point like, what can you do? I think that just keep reminding people of who they're dealing with. And I think even coming in here now, there'll be the odd person that didn't know that, who now knows that. And I think you should just always keep plodding on with that, keep sharing that information as and when it's relevant. Yeah. Even if that person doesn't have shame, you like to think that eventually you'll get it to enough people where they don't have a choice but to acknowledge it. That's my advice to you. I don't know much, but I just think just don't stop speaking your truth. That's what I'd advise. What's the other thing I read you I'm friends with? There you go. Because there was a live not long ago. I don't know if people have forgotten, but there was, what was his name? I think his name was Biggs, and he's a little person. And there was a live about him. And it pisses me off when these lives happen, right? Because certain people who hold these lives, maybe certain people who hold these lives don't have the capabilities to hold them. Yeah. And I think that guy got away with a lot. So let me fill you in. There's this guy called Biggs. He is a little person, and he was messaging a 16-year-old, and he was offering to buy her food and stuff like that. And I don't know. During his argument, though, I joined very late, right? But during his argument, he said, I will send, because he was talking about sending pictures to people, right? And during it, he said, I will send it to whoever I want. It doesn't matter about the age, blah, 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 blah. It kept going over people's head. And it was pissing me off because the people running the live kept getting caught up on the wrong thing. And then you had AR in there who was backing him and talking to him, saying, oh, listen, on a big man thing, you can't be messaging young girls. People are going to think this and that, this and that. But like, the guy was saying mad predatory things. He had so many red flags. He was telling people, I'm going to continue to message whoever I want. And it was like, people just don't address things properly on this site. They run these segments about serious things and then they forget about it. And they don't do nothing about it. Like, for me, his details should have been passed on to the pred catchers and let the pred catchers do their thing. Because that is a man that's 100% gonna fumble. And I think there were people there at the time that said they were going to pass it on, but I've heard nothing about it. So I hope that it got passed on. Because he was there, and it's the way people, when they get called out about things, the way that they react is so important. And he was just reacting in the most red flag way. And then recently, like Rashante, yeah, I'm going to say Rashante because there was a live of Rashante. I don't know if Borderline was there. Someone was there. And they were calling out, I think it was Daily Antics. They were running on a live on that, they were running a live about the Amy girl that kept him in the yard. And basically, it was a live to get her. But in order to get her, they gave Rashante a platform. And while I've been away, yeah, I've kind of thought about how I want to deal with this character, yeah. I kind of said that I was never ever going to give him the airtime, whatever. I'm not on a war tip with that guy anymore. He has so many demons. He refers to himself as a demon. He has so many issues. The guy is mash up in the head. Mash up in the head. For me, I'm done. From the day that I heard what I heard with that Consi and that boy, yeah, writ him off. Yeah, you've got issues. You've got things that you need to address. You've got to make things right with yourself. But to me, you're a nonce. Ban me. I don't care. To me, I've brushed you off from when you're fucking around with children, when there's red flags around you. Do you know what? It was bad enough with women, but these are children. From that, you're writ off. Let me tell you this now. I don't know what agreement's made or whatever to not say names, not call each other's names, whatever. Here's my agreement. If I see you on a platform where you don't belong, I'm going to touch that platform and I'm going to tell them what you've done. Plain and simple. And it's not going to be a beef thing, because he's not worth that kind of, like, in the past, I've risen to cussing him out. I've risen up on stages and I've cussed him out, and I've caught bans, yeah? I've caught, my lives have been locked off. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That stops. There's no talking. Like, I'm not doing that. You're not worth that energy. There's a certain line, if you cross, it's not no warning on the internet. It's not no screaming at each other. It's not no SYMs. It's not screaming on the internet. If that line gets crossed, we can do it anywhere, anytime, any place. I'm only going to say it once. I'm not going to keep addressing it. There'll be no shouting. There'll be no cussing. None of that. We'll fucking handle it as men. That's the point where I've reached now. Anytime I touch shades with Roshante will be I'll talk to him and dissect him. To the point where you'll log off the app and you'll have to, oh, thank you very much. Take it easy. Is Ava gone? Goodbye, Ava. Dark energy. That's what I'm saying. It's such dark energy. So the only interactions I will ever have will be to illuminate what's already there, so that when you come off the app, you're always going to have to look at yourself. I'm not going to do up the SYMs anymore. And that's the way that I'm going to handle all of these. That's how I'm going to handle all these creators. I'm not beefing in the same way that I used to beef anymore. I'll just tell you the truth. Oh, what's that? Oh. We have detected inactivity. 1 second. This is new. Sorry, guys. That was new. It said something about detecting inactivity. Yeah, same. And here's the thing. No, it just said we've detected inactivity. I don't need to think smart, not angry. Exactly. And that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to go back to the energy that I had when I came here. Do you need to restart? What? Do I need to restart? It just said inactivity. It's not a warning. And I did the same thing with Darby Dan. I came up and I Frankie. I want Frankie to stay. Frankie, are you here? Because this actually reminds me of something that I watched. I watched a video with Frankie and Corey, yeah? And Frankie went to talk to Corey, and Frankie, just move around a bit, and Frankie approached that conversation, yeah, in the best possible way. He was just conversating with Corey, and he was explaining himself, and Frankie was doing so well. And then I watched the tactics that get used on this app, where they draw you out of character, where they take you out of that place of rational, of making sense, and they say everything that they possibly can, yeah? They say every fucking thing that they possibly can to make you lose your shit. And then the second you lose your shit, you're the bad guy. And you're everything that they said that you was. And it was another thing that made me really realize something on this app. I just scrolled. I've just been scrolling recently. And bro, you lost. And it's mad. As soon as you gave in, you lost. And I watched that and I learned from that. And I've realized that that's everyone's guilty of that on this app. They take you out of your place of making sense, being right, and they drag you down to their level, and then you lose, because everyone goes, oh yeah, that's that Frankie who threatened to punch a woman in the face. When he went on there and he did everything in his power to try and stay calm. It went on for a little while and he was still holding it down. And Corey said something, and I can't remember what it was, but it was the flip. And then Frankie just said, I'm coming for you, blah, 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 blah. And I just watched it as he lost the whole. He didn't lose because a lot of people can see that it's bullshit, but yeah. And from that, I've kind of learned from that as well. I'm learning from watching that, like, just don't let them draw you out, because they're always going to say things. I can't watch the Lucid Angie anymore. Yeah. I can't even begin to speak on that one. I can't even begin to. Do you know what? That's the saddest one on this app. And do you know why it's sad? It's because, like, I can only see tragedy in the future. It sounds dark, it sounds depressing, it sounds whatever it is, but, like, that is the fact of the matter. I saw, again, I've actually messed up my algorithm. I used to have a really nice algorithm where it wasn't bullshit, but lately I've been flicking and I'm trapped in the bullshit. And I saw a Angie TikTok, and now I really do have her name in my mouth, so I'm sure she'll be camtooing this soon. I saw an Angie TikTok. I didn't recognize her. She was doing she was just doing shitty TikTok dances, and she looked so different. And it wasn't a long time ago. She's ravaged herself, like, in this app. She's like, guys, she said, yeah. Guys, she told, how can you, there's a few things, right? The first thing I want to say is how, I can't work out yet. It's one of two things. The first thing is very unlikely. Somebody said that she went to, obviously, one of the best drama schools in the UK. So part of me, the conspiracy part of me, thank you. Oh, Amy. Hey, Amy, you're right. Part of me says, yeah, does she think that she's like Evil Queen and that this is an act that she plays up to sometimes because it's really fucking working for her? Like, is she a genius? Which is very unlikely, but it's an option. Is she a genius? Yeah. Or is she just that, like, broken? She was on a live chatting about how she hasn't brushed her teeth in 4 days. You're volunteering that action. When my man came in and said, oh, have you got her name in your mouth? My guy, I've just watched a video where the woman says that she hasn't brushed her teeth in 4 days. She has not bathed in a week. Do you know what happened in those 4 days and that week? She vomited. She vomited in those 7 days. Therefore, I've seen a message. Sam going live with Corey at 10:30. Interesting. Very interesting. Right, and a lot of people, okay, that's depression. Thank you. So many people can see that is depression. And nobody's trying to fix that. Like, that means that woman, yeah, has been, that means that woman has been sitting in her own vomit for I don't know when it was. What was it, Saturday? She's been sitting in her vomit for 2 days. There was a video, yeah, where somebody showed the phone. She was scrolling on her phone, and there was a chunk of I don't know if people are eating. There's a chunk of vomit on her phone. She's still using that phone. Let that sink in. And then sink in the fact that right now there's 1,000 people. I don't even need to check the numbers, because I know right now there'll be at least 1,000 people in there chatting to her and listen. And how many of them are suggesting that she brushes her teeth? While you're there chatting shit, why don't you suggest to her to brush her teeth and have a shower?
Hello, love.
Hello.
Are you all right, Devon?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Have
When you
started
was
to talk
talk, wait. Well, I think people get it wrong. I talk straight, as in I don't tell lies. I don't mean I talk straight, as in I don't. You know, I scream and shout. Sometimes I do, I suppose, but I don't swear. I'm not like that. But anyway, Devon, firstly, I've got two things to say, so remind me if I forget.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've noticed you be brought down like that in conversations. You know how you said you've observed it? Because I do listen to you. I do, Devon, and I thought over the racist thing, you was really good. Trying to educate people in that, and along with Tory, and I don't particularly like Tory now, but you was good with Tory, and you was good with Page, your baby. And you know, I thought nice one, you know, because it's time people had lessons on it. But the other thing with Angie, what you've got to look at, I mean, she might sit there and say, I haven't brushed my teeth for days, but do you know what? A lot of it's her humour as well. And it's because people say things, it's because you've been in her box, as I've seen you. It's because people say things to her. So she'll say, like she said things like, yeah, I can't wait to get my mum in at home. She don't mean it. She does not mean it. And I can see through the humour. And when she sat there saying, no, the 6 still down there, and then you sort of know she's lying, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh no, I haven't brushed my teeth. I haven't had a shower for about 2 weeks. I can see it. I see through the humour. She has got a good sense of humour.
So I think, right, I'm going to push back on you, but we'll have a back and forth. I think that, yeah, she does do the humour, but it's got to the point now where it's like she's doing it so clever now that you don't know when it's humour and when it's not. I can see through her humour. I can tell when she's joking. When she's talking about putting her mum in a home, I can kind of read it. But when she's saying the other stuff, I think sometimes it's the truth, and she masks it in humour, and she knows that people will think that it's humour. But I don't know. Do you go in there?
This is it. We don't know, do we, Devon? And a lot of it's assumptions. And I think she knows about herself. I think she knows who she is, and I like the fact that she looks at two different sides of a story, and the fact that she won't sort of have somebody solely say something without seeing evidence. I like that about her. You know what I mean? I don't think she's got a bad bone in her body, really, Devon. And I think when people attack her, it's her way of like. You know, I think what upsets her more than anything is that everybody never shuts up about her, and she only comes back, which, you know, can be a bad thing in a way, because then they'll come back at her again. But it is this reaction thing to an action, and I've been on her lives, and I've been sat there, and there's been some really good discussions about things, and she's not talked about anybody. You know what I mean? I don't think she's a bad person, Devon, to be fair.
Do you know the other pushback I'll give you, right? I see that Angie often says, this person's always talking about me, that person's always talking about me, so on and so forth.
To be fair,
Has
Devon,
she not made the For You page? Yeah, but straight talker, the reason that people talk about her is she's always put, like, you can't, okay, it's like saying, I don't want fame, but I want to be famous, because she's constantly doing things to put herself on the For You page. If you're on the For You page, people are going to talk about you. They go hand in hand.
Yeah. I sort of get what you're saying, but I don't think she sets out to go on the For You page. It just happens, and a lot of it's down to her drinking, and because otherwise she isn't really on there, is she? You know what I mean? And as where Sam Walker's concerned, I knew she'd get no backlash off him. He's already said a long time ago that he likes Angie and he's got a lot of respect for her. And he said it today as well. He said it today. I think that I think I think she'd be happier if people just left her alone.
I'm gonna disagree. I think if people left her alone, I think she says she wants to be left alone, but I think if people were to actually leave her alone, she would seek it.
No, I don't, because like I say, over these past few weeks, there's been lots of nice conversations going on. In fact, I tune into her. I tune into her because she's got some nice people in there, and there's some good subjects coming up, and we're all sat there talking, and then. What happened the other day? Something happened. Oh, that was it. It was brought to her, that was. And we'd had a really good day. It was Saturday. I got my headphones on and I was listening to them all day and I had a bit of an input. And it was a good debate and a good discussion, and other people were brought in. And then Corey does no more than comes in under a duvet, right? And then we're sort of like telling him he needs to stop and he needs to say sorry and all that, but obviously we was having a bit of a banter with him, and then Corey turned it on Angie like it's all her fault. He'd opened his mouth. We were just sort of we was trying to say to him, you need to apologise and you need to say sorry, and he was like, no, I'm not apologising. Angie even rang him off her own phone and says, you've got to apologise, you can't do that, you can't do what you've done. But that day, Saturday anyway, that I was getting to, everything was fine till Corey caused that trouble. Then Corey blocked her and turned it all on her, and it wasn't her fault. You know what I mean? It's I don't know, Devon.
On that one, fair enough, but like, for instance, if I wanted to truly be left alone, truly, do you think that, okay, if I wanted to be left alone, why do you think that she drinks on that app?
Right, I think sometimes she wants to have a party. She did last night, but that ended up going sort of something happened and she ended up being really down, and you could see it in her face. Sometimes she wants a party, and when she has a party, there's some good parties, to be fair, you know what I mean? She has some good parties, and she's singing and she's enjoying herself. Maybe there's too much alcohol in the end, but I think she drinks because she feels, she's got one Summit K watching her. I think there's a lot of pressure there, and I found that I've seen that she drinks more when she's getting people telling her what other people are saying about her. I think it's stress. I do.
So as a watcher, you say there's been some good parties. When has it ever ended well when she's having?
Well, yeah, I know where you're coming. I know where you're coming from, and that's for her to sort out for herself. But I'm just saying, Devon. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's got a bad bone in her body. You know what I mean? I think she's got a really good sense of humour. I'm
still undecided. I'm going to be honest. I'm undecided. I've always I'm going to be honest with you. You've
been in there when there's been some good debates, Devon. You've been sat in there.
Yeah. I have. I've been like as a debate forum to find people that don't agree with you. It's been good, but it's hard. I'm undecided on her as a person. I think that she really, really, really needs help for her own well-being, for her mother's well-being.
That's nice of you to even think like that. That is so nice.
It's I don't think it's about being nice, but I've also seen.
Well, there's empathy, isn't there? You've got empathy, and that's a good quality to have, Devon, for anybody.
Yeah.
And you're seeing different sides to things, and you know, you're not sat here slagging somebody off. You're seeing different sides, and you're seeing backgrounds of things, and I respect you for that, Devon.
It's also a weakness because people take it and sometimes
tell me about it.
use it against you. I mean, the times that I have given her grace, I don't feel like she's done the same for me. But that's not going to change my approach to things. I've always said that is a human being that needs help. Yeah, of course you are, Michelle. Come up. Why would you not be? Not come up, babe. You're always welcome. I think that's
I'm going if Michelle's coming up. No disrespect to Michelle.
I think she just asked if she's allowed to be here. I don't know why.
Well, the thing is about that, Devon, I've watched lads where they're just slating her all the time. So no disrespect to you, Michelle, but I can't. I'm not sitting back while you're just sitting there slating her. I can't do it. So anyway, with all respect, Devon, thank you for having me up.
No, of course, man. Of course, it's just not how it's just, yeah.
And thanks for having me up, and thank you for seeing other sides to it. And but me as a person, I actually do like her. I do like her, and I do like to listen to her points of views. I do like to listen. She does different sides as well. She don't just do one side. You know what I mean? I'm not here to change your opinion or your view on it. No, I know you're not. You're there. You're trying to give me different sides, and I get that. And thank you for looking at different sides yourself. Have a nice evening anyway, and I'm going.
No worries. Have a nice one.
All right, my love. Bye bye.
Do you see how these lives just evolve? I don't know how we got there, but we're here now. I think I'm mainly doing it because that Harrison person came in. You know, I am fucking stubborn, and I will go against. If somebody says, don't do this, I'll do the opposite. And the last thing I wanted to do was, I don't really have a reason to be talking about Angie. Like, there was a point when I got too invested. I think people know when the very first time that I saw her get in one of those states, I got up on the stage and I spoke to her because I didn't enjoy seeing it. And I watched everybody else enabling, and I was like, okay, somebody's got to talk her through this. But I've seen no attempts at change. I've seen no attempts at like trying to fix your fucking life. Like, she's a big grown woman running away from life, coming to this app every single fucking day of your life. And when she did that interview with my mom and we found out that she hasn't had a day off and this has turned into something that it was never supposed to be about, but listen, I'm here, so I'm here. She has never come off this app for 3 years. Do you know what that takes? That you're really fucking running away from your life, what there is of it. There's problems, and this place is keeping you in your lulu, do, everything is fine, and they're giving you money. And I think it's sad, and I used to pity her, and kind of want to help. It's mad. I did want to help, but then I started to see a different side, and now I'm not sure. I used to kind of, what Straight Talker said is that she doesn't have a bad bone in her body. I used to think that. I used to just think that she was someone that had like problems that she needed to address, that she wasn't a bad person. But then when it comes to the whole racism debates, when it comes to every topic, she has to have the opposite opinion. And I don't know if that's intentional. Michelle said something earlier. I actually wanted to see what she said and I got carried away, but she always her opinion is always the opposite of what's right. And I think somebody said that she said she'd never met like a nice black man before. And I don't know what's true and what's not true anymore, but I hear so many fucking things now. She's calling social and police on me because I'm in my friends' lives. Yeah, here's the thing, yeah. She has triggers. Those triggers are Alex Brigham. If you go on his stage, go onto his platform, speak to him, I don't know, anything to do with Alex Brigham, boom, she's on you, right? That's the first thing. Another trigger is, who's the other one? I want to say Torian, but that's the one. Thank you. That's the name. How can I forget Alicia? Alicia is the other one. I don't know what the fuck it is between Angie and Alicia, but it is mad. I'm surprised that they haven't ended each other, because the hate that's there. And that takes me to the kind of Corey Sam Walker stuff that's going on, yeah? If Alicia was a man with the capabilities of Sam Walker, this app would have been dead, unalived. And people keep Sam's grieved about his dog, and look at how he feels and look at what he's doing, yeah? He's grieving over his dog. Alicia is grieving over her mother all the time, and she always has to have people chatting about it all the time. And then even when she lost her grandma, just the other day, she had people on this app still overstepping boundaries. Are you okay? Are you okay? It's people need to start learning from this Corey situation. And I feel like the only reason that people are doing that is because she's a mother who obviously has people to put above herself. And I think that's the only reason that she hasn't done some mad shit. Because people are constantly disrespecting her mum. Constantly. Just leave her the fuck alone. And that's why you know that, when people say they want to be left alone, they don't want to be left alone. People's real intentions come out in their behaviors. So while I respect Straight Talker coming up here and saying Angie just wants to be left alone, her actions are in direct conflict with that. You can say whatever you want, yeah, but your actions are directly opposed to that. You can't be I want to be left alone, but then call out every motherfucker's name. I want to be left alone, but say some controversial shit to be on the For You page. Make it make sense. Hello, Alicia. She's here. She pops in and out. Do I want to fight me? That doesn't make any sense. Come in here and make sense. Do I want to fight me? Why would you want to fight yourself? People left alone, they do otherwise. Do you want to fight me? Yeah, I always want to fight you. Have you just jumped in and have no idea what's going on? I'll fight you. I lost my way. This turned into a live that it wasn't. It was about Sam and Corey, and then I ended up talking about, because have you noticed, yeah, I haven't mentioned other creators. I don't know, everyone told me to come here. Yeah, I thought so. Nothing. I was just saying what I always say about you. That I think people F with you a little bit too much. I think that on this app you're shown probably up there with the most disrespect. Don't really know why that is. I don't know if it's because. I don't know. I don't know if it's. I think some of it you have to hold accountability to. I think that you're proper stubborn, and you can put yourself. You're at that stage now where you put yourself in the drama. I'm doing this thing that I do, like I break stuff down, and now I don't want to be telling you this, but fuck it, we're here. Like, I feel you're now at a point where you put yourself in certain situations because you don't give a fuck. I think you could guard yourself a little bit better, and you choose not to. But that's not to say that like you deserve half of the shit that goes on. It's now Exactly. I think you're very intertwined in this app. Well, in your section of that app, and it's going to be difficult to get out of it. But yeah, this is me breaking shit down as usual. Have you seen the video of her talking bad on Sam? Yep. Miss Baguette, here's the thing, yeah. I didn't see the video of her talking bad about Sam. I was in the lives. And I was actually commenting. This was when I was allowed in the lives. She was dead against Sam at one point. Like, dead against him. It's his listen, if people have the videos, they have the videos. Have you thought about joining Coronation Street? No. I would like to. I think I've done pretty much every single soap apart from Coronation Street and Emmerdale. And I want to do some kind of Guinness Book of Records of being in absolutely every single soap before I cease to exist. I think I must be up there with the amount of people who... Sam wants to go live with Corey tonight at 10:30. I would advise Corey to go on that live. I've done Doctors. I'm just missing Home and Away, Emmerdale, and Corrie. I've done it. Hobby City, no, but I did Casualty. And now it doesn't exist. I think I can kind of get away with it. I think it would be a very, 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 very good idea for Corey to go on that live. And I think it's the perfect opportunity for Corey to eat that humble pie that I was talking about earlier that tastes like feces. But here's the truth. I don't think Corey is capable of doing that. To his own detriment, I don't think Corey's got it in his locker to be humbled on this app. And I think that's what's going to get him in even more trouble. I think if he wants this shit to stop, I think he should go on that app. I think he should... I think it will be slightly humiliating, maybe. But I think he should, think. I think he should think before he... I think he should lose the fucking TikTok bravado. Very much so. And take the L. Hold the L. Because he's out of his depth. You're not on the same level as Sam. For Sam, yeah, he's showing everyone, Corey's a little boy and I'm a man. And I will just keep bullying you until... and the reason that it's not bullying is because Corey has bullied people on this app. Corey's played little games. Corey thinks it's okay to call people pedophiles. He's threatened women. He's goaded people. He was racist to AR. We talk about karma a lot on this app. This is Corey's karma. Out and outright karma, bro. Torian invites me to co-host. I'm just gonna finish this. This is your fucking karma, Corey. Learn the lesson. Learn the lesson. You're being sunned at the end of the day. You're receiving a slap of somebody bigger than you, and you just have to take it. And the way that this app moves, everyone's going to forget about it anyway. Just take it. because this is a man that said that he has the capabilities of pew 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 in your house. And the only thing that I don't even want to think where it goes next, because I can already, like, the mind of people like that, I know where it's going. We all know where it's going. He's upset about a dog. Corey has a dog. It's just common. Like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna put that out there, man. But you know, like, how can you try and fight with somebody who has nothing to lose? They know the system better than you know the system. They've been in this world. They understand the world to the point where they can sit on this application, which is literally evidence recorded, and say, it was us that did it, continue to do it, and there be no repercussions. You don't mess with somebody like that. I'm sorry. Your brain has to click and go, okay, so Corey's that. Did anybody used to watch Recess? Corey is Randall. Corey is the guy who's got the notepad and the pen. He's snitching. He's a snitch. Sam is not a snitch. Sam comes from a different world, and you're Snitchy McStitchinson, but you're going to the teacher, you're going, Miss, I've got all this information. There's a video, and the man says he's going to pew, pew, pew. He smashed my house. And they're saying, okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks for that, Randall. The evidence is here. This man is telling everyone. He's telling everyone on a platform. It's mad. He's telling them all the bad things I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna do this. It's not even I'm gonna do to you. I did this. I did that. He's snitching on himself, fearing nothing. Stop fucking with that man. And I'm doing this for, like, I'm kind of saying this for Corey. Stop messing with those kind of people, bro. Stop it. It's not gonna go on the live at 10:30, yam your shit pie, and move on with your life, and let us all laugh at your pain and tease you about it for the rest of your TikTok time, because you deserve it. But eat humble pie and move on, bro. You're not about that life. You got exposed. You're a boy. He's a man. And don't talk about that man again. Learn your lesson. But he hasn't learned his lesson, because yes, we used to date in secondary school. I dumped you because you were intolerant of milk and you pooed yourself. Very awkward situation. Feel bad for bringing it up. But please, learn your lesson, Corey, and move on. Move on, man. Move on. Because here's the thing about, like, men like Sam, yeah, they might seem a certain way, but they have morals and they have rules, and they have certain things that they abide by. And had you just shut your mouth and took your lesson, he would have moved on, you